Welcome to Lecture 4, The Race for Technology. During this lecture, we're going to discuss a lot of the technological advances that took place as a result of the Cold War. And these technologies, not only were they a result of the Cold War, but they were a lot of what the Cold War was about. Nuclear military technology, nuclear power, nuclear weapons. The United States and Soviet Union had nuclear weapons. These weapons we developed so that we could become a military force that was rivaled by none, so that no one else would be able to defeat us if nuclear weapons became an option, which luckily so far they have not been. Both nations feared a nuclear war would lead to nuclear annihilation, which would be total destruction by nuclear weapons. We still think that same way. That is why we might drop bombs or missiles on countries we're at war with, but we have yet to use any nuclear weapons. We have had threats from North Korea that nuclear weapons will be used against us, but we haven't really put too much into that, too much thought into it. We're hoping that that never happens, because if that it's basically one of those situations where if one person launches a nuclear weapon, it's going to be responded to with multiple other countries firing a nuclear weapon. The arms race. U.S. President Ronald Reagan challenged the USSR to an arms race by building up the American military. Our goal with the arms race, and their goal as well, was who can basically grow the strongest, most elite military with the weapons necessary to prevent loss during any war. Luckily for us, the USSR, or the Soviets, Russia, whatever you want to think of them as now, they just couldn't keep up with us. We were faster and better at building the arms than they were. We have advanced our missile technology, we've advanced our aircraft technology, our ships, so we're moving right along in that arena so that we don't fall prey to anyone who might be trying to take advantage of us militaristically. Space technology. The space race competition began between us and the Soviet Union to control outer space. Essentially, we both wanted to say we were first. We both wanted to be the people who made the advances in space that everybody else looked up to. The space race competition between the U.S. and the Soviet Union took control of outer space. The Soviets put the first man-made satellite, Sputnik, into orbit. Sputnik is still talked about quite a bit today when you talk to people about the space race, and put the first man in space. Now, that's pretty amazing in itself to put someone in space. However, we, the Americans, the United States, we took it a step further. Not only did we put the first man, one of the first men into space, obviously the Soviets were first, but we put the first man on the moon. We actually had the moon landing. The moon landing took place as part of the Apollo 11 mission. The U.S. took lead in space technology and exploration, and eventually both countries began to cooperate in the space exploration. We currently have a manned space station that is staffed and served by the U.S., Russia, Europe, Japan, and Canada. So there are multiple countries that typically don't get along that are working together to man this space station to help with space exploration, to better things for all of us.